Okay, we're here, Goodale Creek campground. I'm gonna do a little fishing with my Powell rod with the broken tip. It really sucks. This is probably the nicest rod I've ever owned. And just putting the line on, it's so thin. I picked the smallest one they had because I wanted an ultralight. But because this pole is so small, the tip was really small, and just putting the line on made it break off. So I still use it because look at that. Anodized aluminum handle. It's just, look at these super tiny Fiji guides. Do you see how small these guides are? I mean, in every way this is just an amazing rod, but I shouldn't have got the ultralight. Oh well, you live and you learn. And yeah, somebody left me a bunch of wood here and even some cardboard to start it with. I don't know if I'll do a fire here, but I may take some of that wood with me because a couple of the campgrounds I'm going to are perfect for fires. There's lots of people to talk to, and there's never enough wood. So I just may take Lost Coast Brewery. They're a long way from home. Yeah. So anyways, the creek runs down here along this tree line, and the creek here at Goodale is very overgrown with trees and bushes and shrubbery. So there's only a few spots where a person can really get in here. I'm just using a jig, this little old plastic body on the jig. I very well will probably get rid of that and replace it out with one of these power bait mice tails. I've had some really good luck with those things. I can't believe I've only been on usually about 10 or 20 minutes. They don't have very long memories. Usually after about 10 or 20 minutes they'll forget. I've caught the same fish over. I knew it was my fish because it broke the line and kept my lure in its mouth. Then I caught him again about 20 minutes later. Got my lure back. Oh, this one's not going to bite no more. We're going to have to move up or down the creek a little bit and come back to this spot. Can we even get in here? Boy, what a pain in the butt. I'm too fat and disabled to do this. I'm going to fall in. My shirt's caught. Son of a bitch. Lost my lure. Scared off any fish that might have been in here. You know, all in a day's fuck up. If I really had the patience and the time, you know, they plant these stocked trout in here every week or every other week during the summer. And a lot of them get caught, then they move on down and they'll find a big hole and they'll live in that hole for years and get really big. I really blew my knee out getting ready for this trip though, and I'm trying to avoid doing too much unnecessary walking. I really want to catch a fish though. So they're all over in here. It's just a matter of getting to them without spooking them. And in these clear waters, they can spook pretty easily. There we go. I knew I'd catch one. Let's go release him where we spooked the others. And not scare any more in that hole if we can help it, since that hole's biting. Now he ain't very big, but he's a fish. And I ain't caught a trout in a minute. So, hey, sit still, badass. Come on, come on, come on. You want to live? Always wet your hand before touching the fish. I want to buy a pair of fish gloves, and get him back in the water as quick as you can. I didn't mean to drop him like that. He wasn't out very long though. He didn't need to be resuscitated. A lot of times you'll have to move them back and forth through the water until they start to get, a good flow through their gills and start breathing proper. Oh crap. Yeah, the pole being broken, the strange angle, and the barb being cut back altogether make this a little more complicated than it would be. But when you've been fishing for so long and you almost always catch something, eventually you have to make it a little bit more of a challenge for yourself. So I'll do crazy things like cut my barbs back, or use a broken pole. Okay, we're going to get rid of this. There are definitely fish down in here. This is where they planted them. They seen me walk up though. I wasn't expecting them to be here. I kind of was, but at the same time I wasn't, because the host told me site 14 and this is more like 12. No, this is more like 10 or 11. Now that should wake them up. And what a lot of people don't understand is trout bite not just when they're hungry. They will bite just out of aggression. If something is real colorful, oh crap, he got off. I bend my barbs back because I usually catch and release anyway, and it just makes it easier. But if something colorful like this is flashing around in their house and jumping back and forth and just being a general bad guest, they'll attack it just because trout are actually kind of a mean fish, really. That's why they bite so hard. That's why they are one of the most popular sport fish, because they are so aggressive. I prefer to fish with jigs or rooster tails or meps or some sort of moving lure. I will bait fish, don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those people who, bait fishing is cheating, or the lazy man's fishing, or whatever. No, I'll fish with anything if it's going to catch them. But I prefer to use flies or jigs or some sort of lure, just because I'd rather catch a fish on an aggressive bite than a hungry bite. The aggressive bites, they really give you they really put up a fight. Whereas the hungry bites, half the time you don't even know that they've eaten your bait. One fish bite and now nothing. They're all hiding behind this little ledge here. They know I'm here. There should be more in here. Oh, he broke my line. He was fat. Did you guys see that? Holy crap. Okay, we're not going to use this rod anymore. I think the fact that the rod is broken is why it didn't. Damn it. Because the rod's broken, that's why it didn't put the tension across the line evenly. It put too much tension in the one spot here, and that's probably what snapped it. Dang, that was a nice one.